According to the CDC, 1 in 8 women experience symptoms of postpartum depression, but unfortunately, there's still a strong stigma surrounding this mental illness, which keeps many new moms from seeking help. It can cause severe mood swings, exhaustion, and a sense of hopelessness, so the intensity of those feelings can make it really difficult for a mom to care for her baby or herself. Laviola Ward knows what it's like to deal with postpartum depression, and she's here with us today. She's going to share some of her story and also hopefully help support the moms who really need to hear this. Good morning, Laviola. May's Mental Health Month. What can you tell us about postpartum depression and that stigma we mentioned?
Good morning. Yeah, I think postpartum depression is so important. It's a very common mental illness that affects a lot of moms that have recently delivered children. It also can occur when moms are pregnant or even after the birth of their children, and sometimes in dads as well. It's very important because it can change the perspective and outlook that we have on child rearing. It can make things difficult, especially in stressful times like we're living in now. But there's help. There is a lot of help, especially now. There are resources, and it's not kind of an end of the world scenario now. It's very treatable, and it's a real medical illness.
Yeah, and this is something that you have dealt with yourself. In your experience,
Sure.
what did you learn, and what is it that you want to share with new moms who may be going through a similar situation?
Sure. I think it just takes you outside of yourself. I think that because it's a mental health issue, a lot of those things take root in our brains and affect our internal dialogue. So you think that this is just the new normal. Maybe I'll just be sad, or maybe I'll just feel terrible. Maybe I'm a terrible mother. Maybe, I don't deserve having this new beautiful baby. A mom may not feel connected to the new baby. There may be so many things because of the expectations placed on new moms that affect how postpartum may look for you. It may affect your sleep. That was a very real thing for me. My sleeping habits changed. I was very worried. I also had anxiety very heavily when dealing with a newborn child. And all of these things just make it overwhelming. And in addition, you do have a new life to care for. It seemed like a very dark situation, and I had to reach out and get my own assistance through my own therapist and the channels that I use. And I found that there's light at the end of that tunnel. It does definitely get better.
Well, I think that's great that you can share that with other moms to give them some hope when they're struggling, going through a tough time. And you're part of a project here in the county where you're really sharing your story and making sure that the word is out there about mental health, that it's okay to talk about it.
Absolutely. I'm part of the Speakers Bureau with Stop Stigma Sacramento. It's a really unique group in that it takes those of us that are actively living with mental illness and sends us out into the community to educate people and to work really hard to eliminate the stigmas that are associated with mental illness. Postpartum depression is just one of the many things that people right here in Sacramento County are suffering with. And oftentimes these things go untreated because we don't know where to start. We may feel overwhelmed. We may be nervous to speak out and say, hey, me as a new mom, I'm struggling. I'm having a really tough time. I'm really sad, or I'm really angry. I'm having these symptoms. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I may jeopardize my family by disclosing these feelings. It's not true. There's a lot of help right here in this area for people. And I love being a part of the Speakers Bureau where we go out into the community and make sure that people are aware of the help and resources.
Laviola, I want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing that. I think it's really important that other people know that they're not alone, and you can find mental health resources at stopstigmasacramento.org.